Hello guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ex-president of India and the person known as the Missile Man of India. Yes, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In this video, I'm going to tell you what 5 points or what 5 habits you can learn from Dr. Kalam's life that can be a game changer for you. These 5 habits or these 5 points are something that if you apply in your life, they will be a great guidance factor for you. As we all know, APJ Abdul Kalam lived his life very dedicatedly, very persistently, and he devoted his life towards his country and developing the science, the technology of his country. That is why the amount of dedication or the persistent Dr. Kalam had, you can get that in your life also. If you follow the same principles and the same rules that Dr. Kalam based his life upon. So let's get to this point by point. The first point that I want to discuss is the importance of teachers in life. Dr. Kalam always imposed upon the importance of teachers. It is very, very necessary that you have a good mentor in your life. He always appraised and called himself lucky to have great personalities, great scientists like Vikram Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan as his teachers. He said that whatever he is today, he is because of his teachers only. The people who guided him, the people who told him what is right and what is wrong. It obviously depends on your hard work, how much persistent and dedicated you are. But a good teacher or a good mentor makes a big difference when it comes to achieving your goal. Second point which I want to discuss is, and it's a very big and important point, being work oriented. As in Hindi language, we call it Karm Pradhan. What does Karm Pradhan means? Karm Pradhan or being work oriented, it means that you or your life is purely dedicated to the work you do. Your life does not stand for anything else. You have given a birth on this planet just to pursue your work, just to excel in your work. That is it. Mr. Kalam never had any interest in politics or in any other field, being too religious, being too dedicated in something other than his work. He was fully immersed and immersed in his work. He truly believed in work is worship. Mr. Kalam even said that when I die, don't have a holiday on my death. Don't declare a holiday on my death. Instead, if you really like or if you really envision me, work an extra day. This is the value on which Dr. Kalam based his life on. He wanted you to work. He wanted India to work, and he knew the importance of working. That is why we all should be work oriented. Third point which I want to discuss, very important, leadership qualities. Mr. Kalam said, in the words of him only, I want to quote Mr. Kalam. Mr. Kalam said Let me define a leader. He must have vision and passion, and not to be afraid of any problem. Instead, he should know how to defeat it. Most importantly, he must work with integrity. Mr. Kalam himself was a great leader. He led our country. He was the president of India for 5 years, and he completed his term gracefully. Mr. Kalam always, after he completed his term as a president, he always wanted people to refer to him as a professor, as a teacher, not an ex-president. Because he knew what is the importance of teachers are in life, and that determines his leadership quality. He was a great leader. He was a great leader because he knew to respect his elders, to respect his teachers, and he knew how to be a good, persistent, hard-working person. And that are the qualities a leader should always have. Coming to our fourth point, taking risks and being courageous. Mr. Kalam always focused on taking risks. Quoting Mr. Kalam, he said, "My message, especially to the young people, is to have courage. Courage to think differently. Courage to invent, to travel the unexplored path. Courage to discover the impossible and to conquer the problems and succeed. These are the great qualities that they must work towards. This is my message to the young people." These were the words of Mr. Kalam. As you can see, in his life, he immensely focused on thinking differently, thinking out of the box, always exploring the unexplored path to discover new possibilities. And that involves taking risks. Taking risk is the most important part in life. If you are not courageous, if you are not willing to go the less traveled road, you will never know what is on the other side of it. That is why, in order to invent, in order to conquer the problems that world is facing, you must be willing to take risks and be courageous. Fifth and the final point which I want to discuss is humility. Humility is one factor that is most important in life. It doesn't matter that how many heights of success you achieve in your life. You are awarded the highest civilian award of a country. You're the president of the country. It doesn't matter. You should have humility. As I discussed previously, that Mr. Kalam wanted him to be referred as a professor, not an ex-president. This shows his humility. Once, when he went for an event in a university, he was given a big chair on a stage, but the rest of the panelists were given normal chairs, and he was given a grand chair in the middle. He denied it. He said, "No, I don't want this. I want a normal chair like other people." This shows how much humble and how much down to earth a person is. One more incident, when he was discussing about development of India and world politics with some senior journalists. All those senior journalists were sitting on a stage on their chairs, and Mr. Kalam was leaving the event. And suddenly a journalist asks Mr. Kalam that, "Please hear my answer before you leave." And you would not believe that Mr. Kalam actually sat on the stage itself, and all the journalists kept on sitting on the chairs. This shows that how great a person is. This shows that how much dedicated and how much down to earth nature of Mr. Kalam is, and how that is why he was called the people's president. So guys, let me just quickly recall all the 5 points that we discussed in this video. First one was importance of teachers in life. Always respect your teachers and listen to them. Second point, be work oriented. Always focus on your work. Give your work your first priority. Third point, have leadership qualities, or leadership qualities as defined by Mr. Kalam requires a vision and integrity. Fourth point, taking risks and being courageous. Being courageous is very, very important if you want to succeed in your life, or if you want to discover the undiscovered path. Fifth and the final point that we discussed was humility. You have to be a humble person, a humble, soft-spoken, down-to-earth person always in life. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you follow these 5 points that were inspired from Mr. Kalam's life, and you succeed in your life as well. In hope of a better tomorrow, thank you for watching this video. Good luck.